First thing I like to do anytime we're in this class is sit with my feet shoulder width apart, feet flat on the floor. Put your hands on your belly, good, nice, upright posture, and just start with some really deep breaths. Every time you take a breath in, feel that stomach expand. Every time you blow out, feel that stomach collapse. Want to be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Alright, I want you to get your feet a little bit wider. And on the next breath in, I want you to go ahead and reach up for the sky nice and tall. Blow that breath out slowly as we roll the spine down for the floor. And big breath in as we come up. Everything we do in this class is going to be at your own pace. I don't want you to go faster than me. I don't want you to go slower than me. I want you to go whatever is a good pace for you. Big breath in and big breath out. One more fold. Alright, I want you to get your hands nice and wide. Go ahead and pick a side and look towards that hand. Take a big breath in. As you get that hand to the front, go ahead and start breathing out. Bring that hand across. Drop it down, big breath in, and start bringing the other hand. Big breath out. Drop, switch hands. Big breath in. And blow it out. Just like in any fitness class, I don't want you to worry about what I'm doing. I don't want you to worry about what anybody else is doing. I want you to worry about what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with being less flexible than somebody else. And it's nothing to brag about if you're more flexible. We all just are individuals. Alright. I want you to get your feet as wide as you're comfortable going. Your toes can be slightly out. Again, we're going to have a good upright posture. Hands or forearms on the inside of each knee. Take a big breath in. And as you blow that out, roll one shoulder to the front. Take your eyes up to the ceiling. And just hold. Don't forget to breathe when you hold. Always be breathing in this class. Okay, go ahead and take a big breath in, turn the other direction. Alright, we're going to start stretching the hamstrings. So first thing I want you to do, pick up one leg, hold it in your hands, just interlock your hands like this under your leg. And just slowly extend and bend 4 or 5 times just to get the hamstring moving a little bit. Then I want you to place that hamstring, or place that foot right on the chair in front of you. Now we want this knee as straight as you're comfortable. Depending on how flexible you are, you may not be able to go straight. As you can see, I'm a little tight today. My knee's got a slight bend in it. That's okay. Ideally, we'll be down here. We always want to have a good upright posture. Keep that belly button nice and tight to the spine. That's going to protect your back and keep you healthy and safe. Looking straight ahead, hands up for the sky. Big deep breath in. And as you blow that breath out, I want you to hinge and reach towards the front of the room. Keep on breathing. Now you'll notice my back's nice and flat. I'm reaching out. I don't bend the back so I can reach farther. That's dangerous for your back and you lose some of that stretch. Keep that back nice and straight and reach out for that wall in front of you. Alright, go ahead and come on out of that stretch. Now take your hand opposite of the leg that's on the chair and I want you to put it on the outside of that thigh. Take your other hand to the back of the chair. If you don't have a folding chair like I do, you can take that hand to your lower back. We've got a good upright posture. Our belly button's tight just like always. Big deep breath. And as we blow that breath out, I want you to turn to the back of the room. Keep breathing. Every time you blow a breath out, I want you to try to turn just a little bit farther than you were a minute ago. Now, anybody with lower back issues, especially disc issues, you want to be especially careful here. If you have sciatica and this causes aggravation, just don't do it. Number one rule is if it hurts, we don't do it. All right. Come on back to the center. Again, belly button tight, good upright spine, hands nice and tall, big breath in. And as we blow it out, hinge to the front. If your arms and shoulders are getting tired, you can feel free to collapse down onto your leg to rest your arms. Just make sure you maintain that good strong spine. We never want to round the spine. We're going to go ahead and switch legs now, so gently bring that leg down. Pick your other leg up in your hands, and we're going to straighten and bend 4 or 5 times. Now you may notice that one leg is extremely tight compared to the other. Your right leg might be tighter, your left leg might be tighter. That's completely normal. That's probably going to change on a week-to-week basis. For me, I can tell right now this right leg is going to be a little tighter than the left one was, and that's okay. Go ahead and place that leg on the chair. Scoot your butt around, situate however you need to. Good upright posture. Hands tall and hinge. And as you can see, I'm really stretching out for that wall in front of me. Try to grab the wall and pull it in towards you if you can. One more big deep breath. Come on out. Now again, we're taking the hand opposite of the foot that's on the chair. We're putting it on the outside of the thigh. Other hand to the back of the chair or to your lower back. Good upright posture, big deep breath, and blow it out and turn. Come on back to the center. We're going to one more time. Hands tall and fold forward. All right, go ahead and come on out gently. Now we're going to go back to the original leg, and what we're going to do now is what I call pigeon pose. So we're going to put the foot up on there, and we're going to pull this chair in nice and tight. Your other leg's going to be beside the chair in front of you, and you can see that this leg is bent with your knee to the outside. Now if you've got knee problems and this causes any pain, particularly if you've got any cartilage issues, you can support that knee with this hand. That'll take away that pressure for most people. Again, the most important rule for you is if it hurts, don't do it. So if you put that hand there and the knee still hurts, go ahead and skip this one. Go back and do the hamstring we just did. We're going to have our hands nice and tall, belly tight to the spine, big deep breath, and we're going to hinge forward and reach out. And if you want to, when you get here, you can go ahead and collapse and just relax on the back of that chair. One more of those seated spinal twists from this position. So again, the foot that's on the chair, you want your opposite hand, reach into the outside of that thigh, Other hand to the chair or low back. Big breath in and turn. Alright, come on back center. One more time, same leg. We're going to hinge forward. Big deep breath and hinge. You guys can go ahead and collapse and relax over that chair. This is a great stretch for people that sit in a desk all day. We're stretching primarily our butt. If you get real tight, if you have low back pain, if you have sciatica, this can be a great stretch for you to do every day. You don't need much. If you're sitting at your desk, you can do this without a chair. Just pop that foot up on the other knee. If you're doing this in our class and you need a little extra stretch, you can pop it up on the knee because it's a little higher than that chair. Alright, go ahead and come on out of that stretch. I want you to gently switch legs. It can be hard to get in and out of that position for some of us, so take your time. Scoot your butt around, do whatever you got to do to get comfortable, and then bring that other chair in nice and close. Hands up nice and tall, tight belly button, and hinge. Alright, come on up. We're going to do the last spinal twist of the day. Hand to the back, and other hand to the thigh, and turn. Alright, come on back center, and last forward fold of the day. Go ahead and collapse onto that chair. Alright, go ahead and slowly come out of this. You can push that other chair out to the front, and we're going to move behind the chair we've been sitting in. First thing I want you to do is get those feet as wide as you're comfortable. Doesn't have to be as wide as possible, just as far as you're comfortable. Toes are going to be pointed slightly out. We're going to use this chair in front of us for balance and to support our weight if we need to. And all we're going to do is we're going to bend one knee, we're going to keep that back leg straight, keep our chest up, and sink into this lateral lunge. Now you want to keep the chest high to maintain that stretch. If you lean forward, you tend to lose a little bit of that stretch. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit here as well. So we're going to go ahead and come back to center and go the other way. Now you always want to make sure from your perspective your knees are behind your toes. That's a pretty universal thing no matter what exercise you're doing. It applies here as well. Alright. Go ahead and turn one direction. So we're in a staggered stance. Both toes are pointing straight forward. We're going to keep that back knee straight. Use this chair for balance. Keep our chest up as we bend that front knee. You're going to feel this stretch right here in your hip flexor in the front part of your hip. You'll notice my heel, I'm keeping as close to the ground as possible. It might come off a little bit, that's okay, but I want to keep it as close to the ground as possible because this is also going to stretch my back calf. You may feel burn in your thighs, that's okay. That's just work. Use that chair if you need it. Okay, go ahead and transition to the other direction. Again, that back leg is straight, heel is close to the ground, and we hinge forward. chest stays tall. Alright. Now, I want you to bring your feet together. They can be slightly less than shoulder width, or you can make them all the way touching. And I want you to bring that chair a little bit in front of you and walk back slowly, keeping your knees relatively straight, your spine straight. All the flexion is at the hip. And then we're going to drive those shoulders down so we're in this tabletop position. Drive those shoulders towards the ankles, and then just hold and take some breaths. Now, if this causes any low back pain, you can bend those knees a little bit. If you're fine with the knees straight, go ahead. You should feel this stretch right here. You may feel it through your low back as well, maybe even in your lats. Okay, I want you to take a half step forward and then cross one foot behind the other. Slide that chair forward and sink back into your table. You'll feel this on the outside of your back leg, right behind the knee, maybe through the hamstrings and into the butt. You probably feel a little pinch behind the knee. That's okay. If that's a little too intense for you, bend that knee slightly. Alright, let's go ahead and switch. And again, you can push that chair forward as you sink into table. Alright. I want you to come behind your chair now. Cross the legs over. Whichever foot is in back, I want you to take that hand up for the sky. Use your chair for balance if you need it. And I want you to reach across. Now we're keeping our hips and our shoulders square. If we turn our hips or we turn our shoulders, we tend to lose that stretch. You should feel this all along your side. Okay, we're going to switch sides. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see a little bit how the body bends. Again, the leg that's in back, that hand goes up, and we bring it across. Notice again the hips and the shoulders stay square to the front. Go ahead and switch gears a little bit. We're going to start in the upper body. So I'm going to just ditch my chair. We're going to start with the neck. So I want you to reach over, grab your head, and just pull one ear to the shoulder. Take big deep breaths. Don't forget to breathe just because we're bending our neck. You'll feel this stretch on the side of your neck. If you want a little extra stretch to move down into the traps, what you need to do, take that opposite hand, place it behind your back just like this. You'll feel that stretch move down into your traps. Now you can also play with where this stretch is by playing with your chin. If you tuck your chin down a little, that stretch moves back. If you lift your chin up, that stretch moves up to the side. So play with your chin, get the stretch you need, and then hold. Alright, let's go ahead and switch sides. Again, the hand behind the back is optional. Yes or no, it doesn't matter. ahead and take one arm, bring it all the way across. We're going to have our elbows straight. Should feel this stretch right in the back part of your arm and in through your shoulder. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. And it's okay to move around here. You can shake your legs out. If you get bored, you can walk around, twist, whatever you want to do, as long as you keep that stretch. The next stretch we're going to do, go ahead and find yourself a spot on the wall. I got myself a good spot here. And I want you to put your hand on the wall with your fingers facing behind you, flat on the wall, and then turn yourself away from this stretch. And go as far as you're comfortable. You'll feel this stretch through your chest, in your bicep, and all the way through your forearm and your hand. This is a great stretch for the front half of our body. We really don't stretch the front half of our body enough because we don't bend that way very much. Go ahead and do the same thing other hand. Find yourself a spot on the wall and turn. Alright, now we've got just a few seconds left of class. I always like to finish class by doing what I call getting balanced. So we're going to take a few segments of our body and we're going to work on our full range of motion, feel both sides, and settle right in the middle. And we're going to start with our feet. So I want your feet to be shoulder width apart. Use this chair in front of you for balance if you need to. I want you to slowly rock up onto your toes, as high and as tall as you can make yourself. Rock and feel that weight shift through the middle of your foot, and then come back onto your heels. Now a good normal step, we should feel weight on the outside of our heel, going up the outside of our foot, and then crossing over the middle, through the ball of our feet, and up through our big toe. And I want you to feel that weight move itself both directions. Feel where your weight's at in the center of your foot. Feel where it's at on your toes. Feel where it's at on your heels. And next time, I want you to center that weight right in the middle. We're going to move up to our pelvis. Our pelvis tends to not move very much because we get stuck in these weird positions from sitting. So I want you to put your finger on the front of your pelvis. You can feel the bone stick out. I want you to reach your thumb, follow that crest back, and feel your pelvis. Keeping your upper body relatively still, your lower body relatively still. I just want you to tilt that pelvis forward and backwards. If you've never done this before, this is something that's pretty difficult to get the hang of. So don't worry if it doesn't make sense to you. Just keep trying. Contract those abs, roll the pelvis, relax the abs, and roll the other way. Again, feel both sides of that range of motion. And then center yourself right in the middle. Moving up to the shoulders, we're going to have our arms straight out. I want you to keep the palms forward and slowly roll those shoulders forward, tuck your chin, and push those shoulder blades to the front of the room. Turn, follow the palms back, take a big deep breath, lift that chin. At your own pace, do this 3 or 4 times. Again, find your center. Alright, I'm going to turn and face you, and I'm going to move my chair for this next one. I've got a low ceiling, so I'm going to squat, but I don't need you to do that. I want you to take a big breath, sweep those arms down, sweep them up overhead and cross at the top. Come on down one more time. Come on up, hands together, bring them to your center, and give yourself a hand.